You're tired of getting destroyed every game because you can't score enough points on offense. But don't worry, because I'm going to fix that in this video with the top 3 offensive playbooks you must be using in CFB 26. And they get better as we go along, so you're not going to want to miss out on any of them. Let's jump right into it. Alright, I know you're tired of loading up every game and having to play against this heavy blitz, mid-blitz type of meta. Let me show you the best playbook to counter that. Alright, so as you're going to see, we're going to have them in mid-blitz right here. And the key thing that you need to understand, we're in the Alabama playbook, obviously. We're in gun trips tight end. We're calling quarterback zone. Alright, so here's the thing with mid-blitz. You understand that they have a bunch of man coverage on the left side here, in this case, on your trip side. And all of these guys are going to be useless because we're running the opposite way. So again, you just take the snap, and it really just comes down to, can your running back steal that edge defender off? And can you like speed burst a little bit? You know, with your quarterback, having a fast quarterback helps. Being good with like the speed burst helps you too. But essentially, you draw the line down the center. The center is going to go block to the right side, which really means that you have 5 blockers against 4 players. And then, I mean, you have +1 blockers, and then you also have your quarterback, right? And so that's exactly what you're able to see, where this man's going to steal the edge. I'm going to speed boost that way. Then I'm going to speed boost back the other way, right? So you're going to be able to get out and then utilize some of these, gameplay mechanics that are going to even enhance, your ability to run. But this is just really easy. Boom, you go steal the edge, cut this guy off, and then you're just going to run down the sideline. No need to speed burst. But obviously, like I said, when you have a faster quarterback, this helps. But it's really just the concept of the play. Now, you want to make sure that you're quick snapping this play as fast as possible, because you don't want this to happen where they're able to kind of walk their safety down and then kind of like add an extra guy onto the play, where now you see another guy comes in free, and then I'm just going to speed boost away from these guys. But you can see how they're going to let the A-gap rusher come in free, which, I mean, isn't the end of the world, because you're just still going to be able to run away from him a lot of the time and then speed boost away from these guys. But it's like you don't want anyone to come in free. You just want to be able to take a snap, let your running back steal the edge, run around this guy, pursuit angles aren't that good, slide down in bounds, right? Something like that. Or, again, you have a faster quarterback, you're going to be able to just rip one off for a huge touchdown. So it really just comes down to having a numbers advantage and then taking advantage of it. But I'm not done here with this, beating mid-blitz, okay? So we're still in trips tight end. We're going to come into X cross right here. And we're going to put Z cross. We're going to put X on a curl, all right? And you're just attacking off man. So 2 things. Some people run their mid-blitz pressed. All right, and so if they want to run press man, we've talked about utilizing the slot fade, right, where you're going to smart route your slot fade, and then you're going to custom stem your slot fade 1 notch up, and this is going to be great against, pressed man, right? Or if they're going to run off man, which is what I'm going to put them in right here, this is when you just hit them over their head with core routes. Take the snap. Don't even worry about setting pass protection. Literally throw your core route on the break every time. It's so easy, right? Walk up in line, put this man on a curl. If you want to set up another route concept behind your play, you can do that, right? I mean, you could put your tight end on a shriek, Y on a drag, something like this. But you don't even need to worry about pass protection. You can throw this curl on the break every time, and then make sure, though, when the ball's in the air, you click onto your receiver and then hold Y to come back to the ball and bring it in. It's really the best way to attack, man coverage. So again, if they're going to run press, you torch them over the top with slot fades. If they're going to run off, you just hit them with these core routes. And then obviously when you just want to make it really easy, you utilize quarterback zone to break big runs down the sideline. If you want to become a methodical passer here in college football 26 and completely dissect the defense, this next playbook is going to be for you, the Georgia Bulldogs playbook. Let me show you. Alright, so this is going to be a great spacing concept, and I love to talk about everything beaters. Alright, so we're going to have them in random defense right here, and we're going to just call one of my favorite plays, again, smash return, set it up just like this, X on a shriek here, RB on a crosser, tight end on a drag. Alright, you're just going to go ahead, take the snap right here, and you're just going to have that guy wide open in the middle of the field. Alright, and so again, it's everything beaters. So again, this time they're going to be a completely different defense, but luckily with this play, you're able to attack every defense. So again, right here, looks like more match coverage, and so we're just going to have our crosser wide open in the middle of the field because, as we know, crossing routes do a great job against all different types of defenses. So that's one thing that if you're going to become a methodical passer, you have to be able to understand windows and when to throw certain passes, all right? You're going to see it right here where, again, I'm going to roll out and then I'm going to throw cross body to my return route across the field. So that time they were in man coverage, and you can see how, once again, we have someone wide open. Another benefit of these everything beaters is the ability for you to never take a sack. Like, I'm really never going to take a sack if I don't want to. Like, I'm pretty much always either going to have my drag, my cross, or my return route. It's so rare. They would have to play, like, lockdown man coverage or switch stick in order for, this to not work for us. Again, drag route wide open right there. Hit some skill moves after the catch. So that's one of the 2 plays I'm going to show you here, but go through it one last time here. I mean, you just see no problem ever. No problem ever. Wide open, someone wide open every time. So again, that's a great spacing concept. You have guys running all areas of the field, and then you're never going to take a sack because that's a play that's designed to be able to beat every defense. All right, but obviously you have to be able to score in the red zone, so we're going to come into gun, wing, trips, RPO, read, snag, okay? This is a fantastic play. We're going to have them in random defense just so we can see that this works against every defense, okay? So here's the thing. I want you to put your B receiver on a return route here, in this case, just in case they decide to run man coverage. Excuse me, not a return, a drag. In case they decide to run man coverage, all right? But you're going to see right here, what coverage are they in? Cover 3, and you see how easy that is. Again, you walk up the line, snap that play, and a lot of the time, that's what you play against. You play against a lot of those stock defenses that, like this, that just are going to be terrible against this play. Why does this work though, BLT? Because of this. You're able to see you have this Bray Hubbard. This is a curl flat. Curl flat defender is always going to get pushed out to the sideline by a wheel route. And so again, that wheel route's going to push this defender outside, and then we're just going to have a little sit route, spot route right here, wide open in the middle of the field for an easy touchdown, all right? You're also going to see how, again, boom, you're going to have this drag open if they decide to run man. Right here, they're obviously in zone, and so that's exactly how we set this play up to be able to attack cover 3. Cover 3 is the exact defense that you're trying to get with this play. Other defenses do a little bit better job. You're going to see right here, again, more cover 3, and so you're always going to have that window. It's going to be such an easy touchdown, and it's such a unique play too because the auto motion happens so fast. They might try to switch stick, jump out to the auto motion, and then you hit that spot route right, behind their head. So you can just see how bad cover 3 is going to do, and again, right here, more, zone coverage, and you can just see how easy this is. And again, this is part of the Georgia Offensive ebook that I'll be talking to you later in the video about. But again, if they decide to actually run man coverage right here, let's see if we can get. But you're gonna see we're gonna have some man coverage out here on this right side defending Thomas here. So we're gonna bring our guy in motion, and this is what I'm talking about, where you're gonna have that quick slant open or that quick drag open in the middle of the field there. If they decide to run man. But one last time here with this play, you're just going to see how easy this is going to be, where we just look right inside for an easy touchdown. So again, Georgia offense, very methodical, whether you want to pass the ball up and down the field, calling plays like smash return from gun bunch, or when you get in the red zone, you really need a play to punch it in. This is a very thought out and methodical offense that you need to start looking at. Alright, if you enjoyed those first 2 playbooks, they don't even compare what I'm about to show you with the third and final playbook, so make sure you hit that subscribe button for more weekly playbook updates. But you can also grab my Georgia Offensive ebook at the link down below in the pinned comment. Use code WELCOME to get 20% off. It features all of the offensive concepts and red zone plays that I just showed you and way more. I really encourage you to check it out if you're serious about transforming your offense. Alright, and this last playbook that I'm about to show you is literally unstoppable. It's the meta playbook for a reason, and you're not going to want to miss the 2 plays that I'm about to break down. Alright, so this is a 1-play touchdown. This play is actually straight out of my Oregon State offensive ebook. And so all we're going to do, again, this is a play that can beat every defense. You want to make sure you have base protection on, like I always talk about. But this is setup. This is a route concept. Put A on a shriek, RB on a drag. Alright, you're going to go ahead, take the snap, and right here they're going to be in man coverage, which honestly does a good job of taking away our bomb, but it doesn't do a good job of taking away the other stuff on this play. You want to always make sure with this setup, you're going to have your bunch on the wide wide side of the field, right? So that you can give your drag enough room to run. But right here, they're going to be dropping into more of a cover 2 look, which this play is actually pretty good against cover 2, which I'm going to show you right here. Cover 2 and cover 3 is really the coverage that you're looking for, all right? So we're going to go ahead and call cover 2. Now, what you need to understand with cover 2, no one runs cover 2 with mid reads on the field. They're always going to try to user that man, and so that's why this route concept is so good, because you're going to basically like distract their user a lot of the time with this drag route underneath, and they're going to come chase that, and then you're going to just step up in the pocket and have this post route running wide open down center field, maybe hit some spins, maybe try to speed boost away from that guy, whatever you've got to do. But you can just see how, I mean, it's cover 2. We all grew up playing, football. Cover 2 is, weak right up the middle of the field, right, until you're able to take advantage of that. But a key point that you're probably missing here is this corner route. Corner routes do a great job of moving deep zones outside, and you can just see how far away these two guys are, the safety and my receiver, but he's still heavily affecting him by moving him out to the sideline, which makes this lane over the middle even more wide open. And so that's really what makes this play so dangerous. But if we go ahead and put them in, cover 3 right here, single high safety, again, you're going to see it's the same thing where you're going to put A on a shriek, you're going to put RB on a drag here, and again, the drag really functions as your check down. If you do happen to get shedded here, right, that's when you hit your drag. But if we just take the snap and we have time to throw, you can just see how wide open that pass is over the top, given your quarterback doesn't sail the pass. You want to try to stand tall in the pocket and not like drift like I did here, although I was trying to avoid the pass rush, because what can happen when you leave the pocket and you try to throw, you're going to be way more susceptible to these inaccurates. But you can see how this is a wide open touchdown over the top. Why? Because we just bombed their coverage. We have a shriek to hold their inside third, and then we run a post route over the top, which again, where's this deep zone on this side? He got sucked down by our corner route. So it's really just attacking zone logic. There's really nothing else to it. You're calling a play that can beat every defense. And the funny thing is, not only can it beat cover 2 in cover 3, it bombs their coverage, right? And so that's going to be a huge problem for them. But if I spy off the pass rush, just so I can show you this bomb one last time here against cover 3, maybe we'll actually complete it for a touchdown here. All right, same route concept, and you're going to see it's going to be the same thing where we hold that zone outside, and then we're going to be able to just throw our pass down the field and try to hit some skill moves and turn that into a big game. So this play, motion bench double post, it's a bomb, but it also gives you a great check down option and a great throw right here against man coverage, to this corner out if that's what they decide to run. But you're looking for your bomb over the top against cover 2 and against cover 3. Alright, so to end this video off, those of you who stuck around, I'm going to show you a trick play from this Oregon State offense. You're actually lucky I'm even showing this in a video, because this should be premium stuff. But this is just orbit, halfback cross screen right here. I'll have the play diagram on the screen, right? But it's in the Oregon State offense. I think it's from gun Y. I don't even know the formation, honestly. But we're going to take the snap, and you're just going to see how wide open this is and how wide open you're going to be able to get this. You're going to be able to speed boost, pick up some more easy yards on the field. I would make sure I'm practicing the speed boost with this, because whenever you get into the open field, you want to be boosting, all right? So you're going to see how it's the same thing where again, I mean, he got bumped right there, which kind of, made that a lot worse. But if they run man coverage, you might honestly have a crib shot with this play, because if they, don't sniff this screen out with their user, it's like, boom, look at all this green grass I have around here. And then again, I'm able to speed boost. So it's like, not only can you throw that cross screen, right, this time they're going to actually be in zone coverage, but you can actually throw this bubble out to X to the other side. Like if their user jumps out to stop that, then I'm going there to my screen or my my motion receiver. So it's like a double-edged sword here, where it's going to be like, this is so hard to defend, like nearly impossible. It's already hard enough to stop RPOs in this game, as we know. And so when you're able to just throw that pass out there, that's going to be problematic for them. But even if they decide to, because a lot of the time the defense is going to react to this motion like that, and so then that's when you try to hit them with this cross screen over the top. Great job by that safety to make that play. So no plays ever 100%, but this is a great trick play to add to your bag. Right, we're gonna go through it one last time here. We're gonna take the snap, and we're gonna be looking for our screen. We come up, duck behind our blocks, hit a speed boost BLT, get out of there. Am I gonna make it? You boost back that way. All right, easy touchdown, all right? So this play, great trick play. Make sure if you get in the open field, you're speed boosting, but never get too screen happy. You can always dump the ball up to the other side of the field to your orbit motion. Alright, if you enjoyed that video, again, make sure you go down below and hit that subscribe button. But just imagine all of the money plays, glitch plays, red zone offense setups I have in my ebooks. Go to the link down below in the pinned comment and check those out today using code WELCOME to get 20% off, and you're going to absolutely transform your offense. But if you want to know secret pro tips to win more games here in College Football 26, check out this video where I break down 5 of them. I'll see you over there.